Let's talk about Fen. Fen here. Who is Fen? Where does she come from? Using one speed potion. Well, Fen is a Wildhunt Shifter, and that already tells you more about her than any dramatic backstory ever could. Did I say cheers? Cheers, everyone. Shifters grew up learning to read the world before it reads them. They learn who to trust, who to avoid, and especially when to move on. Fen didn't become cautious because something terrible happened to her. No, she became cautious because she paid attention. She isn't fearless. She isn't unbreakable. She isn't the kind of person who walks into danger because she believes she's meant to. Fen walks into danger because she's done it before and survived it often enough to know she probably can again. Not always, just often enough. She trusts her instincts, even though they're not perfect. Sometimes she reads a threat too early, sometimes too late. But she adjusts, she learns. She doesn't pretend to be right all the time. She just tries to be right when it matters. Fen's strength isn't that she's hardened. It's that she's experienced, and experience for her means knowing the difference between fear and danger and acting anyway. So how did Fen found the Black Dye Society? Voronika, Nahara, Desmond, Valentine, Fen, Tatiana, brother Uriah. Well, Fen didn't join the Black Dye Society because she was looking for some sort of family. She joined them because she recognized something familiar. People who had been pushed into the same kind of darkness she knew how to navigate. Nahara, Desmond, Valentine, Tatiana, brother Uriah, and Voronika. None of them are simple. None of them are stable. None of them are safe. But they're honest about their damage, and that's something Fen respects more than heroism. She supports them the way she knows how. Quietly, steadily, without asking for anything in return. And the more of them stand beside her, the more she gives back. Not because she becomes sentimental, but she understands that survival is easier when people around you understand what it costs. Fen doesn't fix the Black Dye Society. She doesn't guide them. She doesn't protect them. But she stands with them. And for someone like Fen, that's probably the closest thing to loyalty she ever promises. I think I have to throw in a fire breath potion. Yeah, much easier that way. Fen, pardon. Fen and the patrons. Well, Fen's connections to the patrons isn't mystical or emotional. It's practical. She understands power, not in abstract, but in a way someone understands a storm. You don't negotiate with it. You don't admire it. And you don't fear it either. You read it and you act accordingly. Mert? Mert is easy for her. He's a survivor, just like her. and survivors recognize each other. He doesn't pretend to be noble, and Fen doesn't pretend to be impressed. They understand each other without needing to like each other. Vajra is different. Controlled, disciplined, sharp. Fen doesn't trust her, but she respects her. Vajra values competence, and Fen delivers competence without excuses. Their relationship is professional, and that's enough. Sariel, on the other hand, is dangerous, but predictable. Devils follows rules, and Fen like rules when they're written clearly. She would never sell her soul, but she knows how to work with someone who expects strength and rewards clarity. Sariel doesn't intimidate her. She just requires attention. I need a sip of coffee again. Elminster. Elminster is the odd one out. He is powerful without being oppressive, wise without being condescending. Fen doesn't underestimate him, but she doesn't overthink him either. He treats her like a person, and she returns the favor. Oh well, and there is Strahd. Fen doesn't hate Strahd. She does not fear him, she does not admire him, but she recognizes him. She's met men like him before, not as ancient, not as theatrical, but built on the same foundation. Obsession mistaken for love, tragedy mistaken for depth, control mistaken for destiny. Fen gives Strahd exactly the amount of attention that keeps her alive. No more, no less. She knows he's dangerous, but she also knows he isn't unique. That's what keeps her steady around him. Not defiance, not bravado, just experience. Strahd doesn't accept Fen because he values her. He accepts her because Nahara matters to him, and Fen matters to Nahara. Fen understands that. She doesn't take it personally. She doesn't take it as a compliment. She takes it as a fact. So what's next for Fen and the Black Dice Society? Well, the Black Dice Society is a story full of unfinished business. Fen's future is tied to theirs, not because she needs them, but because she chooses them. She stays with them for the same reason she joined them. They make sense to her in a way the rest of the world rarely does. Fen will never be the strongest champion in Idle Champions. She will never be the flashiest, the most dramatic, or the most optimized. But she will always be good. She fits into more formation than she doesn't. She works great with more patrons than she doesn't. And she remains useful even when the meta shifts around her. When Strahd enters the picture, well, through Nahara, through the Black Dice Society, through the domains of dread, Fen does not change. She doesn't rise to challenge him. She doesn't shrink from him either. She simply continues doing what she always does. Reading the situation, choosing a moment, and surviving it. Fen isn't the hero of the story. She isn't the villain either. She isn't the chosen one or the cursed one, no. She's the one who keeps going, the one who adapts, the one who does not pretend to be more than she is. And in a world full of people who think they're destined for greatness, someone who simply endures can be the most interesting figure of all. Fen won't save the world, but she'll still be there when people who try are gone. I'll see you soon. Probably with Donar. Let's see. Where's Donar? Come on. Yeah, C2. There she is. Reworked Donar or another Deeplore about a random, interesting champion. And in the meantime, I think you know how it is. Everyone, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.